What I look at in my research is the role that courts play in making policy and in the political system, sort of the political aspects of judging and judicial decision making. I have been looking at that question primarily through the issue of lesbian and gay rights, same-sex marriage the last several years. But increasingly I'm branching out into other topics and looking at how courts are involved in making policy in other areas, and increasingly my work is taking a comparative turn. I'm looking at other countries' legal systems to see the involvement of courts in those systems and compare those to the United States. I have a Fulbright scholarship to study in Canada at the University of Alberta, and there I'll begin research for a project that will look at Canadian judicial policy making in comparison with the United States in various areas: women's rights, gay and lesbian rights, tort law, other areas of law and politics, to kind of get a sense of how the Canadian judicial system is similar to the United States and also very different from, and what we can learn about both systems from making those comparisons. I'm really hoping to immerse myself in the politics of Canada and in the legal system, read all I can, read newspapers and political websites, and I've done some study of Canada in the past, so I can build upon that, but I really have never immersed myself completely for several months in the political culture and the politics and legal system of Canada. I'm looking forward to doing that. We really can't understand our own political and legal system without understanding how others operate, because sometimes we make assumptions that every country does it this way or that way, or every country's policy or approach to law looks like this, but there are a lot of very different alternatives out there that other countries have engaged in, or different arrangements, different approaches that we can learn from and either strengthen our own system or even be a model for other systems to look at as well. I have 3 books that I've either written or co-written in the past couple of years. I have a book from 2005, Courts, Liberalism and Rights, Gay Law and Politics in the United States and Canada. That's a book that did deal with Canada to some degree. And then I have a book called Moral Argument, Religion and Same-Sex Marriage, which is a book that I co-edited and have a chapter in that deals with positive moral arguments for gay rights claims and same-sex marriage. And then finally, just last year, a book came out called Same-Sex Marriage in the Americas, which I worked with Dr. Adriana Crocker from here at UIS, and we worked on that. And that looks at same-sex marriage, law and politics in Canada, the United States, but also Central America and South America, and doing the comparative look at things. I think that I've always been interested in the law and in politics. I at one point considered a career in law school, but I decided that I wanted to study lawyers and judges more than be one. I like the academic side of things. So I think there's an element in judicial politics of not just electoral politics, but thinking about ideas, and it's not just kind of elections, although sometimes there are judicial elections. There are other issues of questions of justice and the general good that sometimes judges pay attention to that are often not present in other political realms. So that added value, or that added emphasis of judicial politics, can be very interesting.